So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, for those of you like myself who like ancient civilization history, then you in the right spot. We about to check out a gigantic pre-flood clock tower was found in Peru. So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and join the fam. Let's learn something. Here we go.
Throughout history, a vast array of individuals who, for whatever reason, became figures idolized by their civilizations. Some even seen as godly-like figures, sentient, divine beings, whom, upon their passage into the next life, were believed to live on, often as deities, according to New World history. The most academically funded research practices in said preparations into the afterlife is undoubtedly that of the mummies found within ancient Egypt. The Valley of the Kings, impressive protective strategy against tomb raiders. Yet the list of similar protective practices is long. The Sphinx, even claimed as the protector of the pharaoh's pyramidal tombs by some, although we, like so many others, based upon a lack of evidence, is untrue due to the pyramids never having been proven tombs. Yet this theme of protecting the dead clearly permeated historians' minds, and we suspect this is due to its recurrence throughout history. The Curse of Tutankhamun, yet another relative story deriving from Egypt, with mysterious goings-on during Howard Carter's incredible discovery of King Tut's tomb. Objects of interesting motivations would often be left with these important figures. Not just solid gold death masks, thrones, coins, canes, and other jewels, but people of nobility have even been found buried within chariots, complete with 8 horses sacrificed for the burial.
And I was shaking my head because that just made me think of all the tomb raiders and robbers that have come through and snatched probably a lot of important history. You know what I'm saying? So when hearing that of all of the list of things that could have been buried with those, with some of those people, it sucks, man. We'll never get to see or hear about or discover certain things that people just came through and took.
Complete with 8 horses sacrificed for the burial. We have also covered many other booby-trapped tombs, proof of the ancients' own beliefs in their own versions of the afterlife. Yet, unquestionably, the most unique, and due to it remaining unsealed, the most enigmatic of them all, lay still guarded by an equally unique terracotta army. All soldiers carved to depict an individual man, and the quantum phenomenon interdimensional pigment, Han purple, still visible upon many of this army. What makes this site so unique from all others is that an entire army, along with other baffling technology, guard a tomb, clearly constructed over such an incredible amount of time, and with such enormous effort. It must contain someone or something of unimaginable importance. Furthermore, as mentioned in a previous video, poison-tipped, inexplicably advanced compound crossbows have been found still laying in situ, protecting the entrance, though at some point coated in sediment, possibly why the terracotta army was found buried. Was this tomb pre-flood? Radar scanning technologies are advancing rapidly, and regardless of the Chinese strict forbiddance to enter the tomb, technology is finally allowing us our first look into just what exactly such an incredible display of power has been guarding for all this time. It's an investigation we find incredibly exciting.
You've heard of different animals, you've heard of jewels, you've heard of different artifacts, different things. But to hear an army, like, that's different. That's different. You know what I mean? We've heard of this story before, but the way he put it out as the army guarding whatever it's guarding, yeah, that's different.
It's an investigation we find incredibly exciting. There are countless astonishing relics still to be unearthed in Peru, rediscovered within the modern age. Like that of Machu Picchu, long forgotten, engulfed by nature, still hidden within our past. With those which are rediscovered, simply dismissed en masse by cult-like actions of many of our modern institutions, most of which at a loss to explain the advanced nature of many of these relics, simply labeling said sites as pre-Incan. Peru is home to some of the most exquisite polygonal stonework to be found anywhere on the planet. Additionally, some of this inexplicable stoneworking incorporated some of the most enormous of stones into their construction. Furthermore, the Inca Road, a ruin we have previously covered, long ignored and rarely discussed, it is the largest man-made structure ever found, dwarfing the Great Wall of China, stretching an astounding 25,000 miles, once connecting many of the most inexplicable sites found within the country. It seems Peru was once a very important place, and possibly the capital of a civilization now lost long ago within history. Many of the unexplained ancient ruins we cover also express a near obsession with the movement of the planets amongst the stars, and a huge portion of these ruins were either celestially aimed or had some form of astronomical significance built into their design.
Really?
And our next subject of interest is of no exception. Known as Chankillo, we feel it is a demonstration of exceptional astronomical knowledge, abilities far out of the reach of its currently academically claimed constructor. Rivaling even that of Stonehenge, it is an ancient monumental complex located along the Peruvian coastal desert in a place known as the Casma-Sichan Basin within the Ancash department of Peru. Atop a hill, there are 13 towers regularly spaced, forming a toothed horizon. What is incredible about this undertaking, however, is that throughout the year, if one is positioned in the correct place, one can witness the sunrises between each of these ridges, with solstices also significantly highlighted by their builders.
So is that their clock tower that we were referring to then? Let me back it up.
Are 13 towers regularly spaced, forming a toothed horizon. What is incredible about this undertaking, however, is that throughout the year, if one is positioned in the correct place, one can witness the sunrises between each of these ridges, with solstices also significantly highlighted by their builders. The question is, how did a people placed centuries ago within known history, and thus with a far more limited understanding of astronomical precisions, accomplish the building of such an enormous ruin, aligned with the sun with such accuracy? Just like that of the precision displayed in other ancient ruins, perfectly aligned to cardinal points, the Chankillo is yet another example of an ancient civilization's workmanship, far more advanced and far more capable than that of the culture academia currently claims as the maker of said relic. From the east and west, investigators designated two possible observation points. From these vantages, the 300-meter-long spread of the
like a calendar right there. You see that?
More capable than that of the culture academia.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they gotta be using this to either keep up with the days or the months or something for them to be able to know, okay, it's this time of the year at this moment.
Yeah. Far more advanced and far more capable than that of the culture academia currently claims as the maker of said relic. From the east and west, investigators designated two possible observation points.
That's pretty
From
dope.
these vantages, the 300-meter-long spread of the towers corresponds to the rising and setting positions of the sun over the year.
Wow.
On the winter solstice, the sun would rise behind the leftmost tower of Chankillo and rise behind each of the towers until it reached the rightmost tower 6 months later on the summer solstice. Inhabitants of Chankillo would have been able to determine the date with an accuracy within a day or two simply by observing the sunrise or sunset from these correct observational points. The 13 towers have
That's pretty smart. Smart. Very, very, very smart, bro. And working with what you got.
or sunset from these correct observational points. The 13 towers have been interpreted as an astronomical observatory, built in the 4th century BC. However, we believe, with such incredible abilities and knowledge of the processional positions required to have constructed these towers, They are far out of the reach of our own well-studied, currently claimed ancient ancestors. Claimed as that of the Chasma-Sitchin culture, we however disagree with this posit, simply on the grounds of its astonishing nature and the capabilities of its past constructor. It is a place which we find highly compelling.
Definitely. Definitely. You'd have left that up to me, I'd have been like, they'd be like, do you know what time of the year is? I don't know. I'm just waiting on it to get cold. Then I know it's the cold season. I imagine they probably didn't call it winter, but they'd be like, it's cold now. It's the cold season. It's coming. You could tell. I'd have been like, you can smell it. It's coming. Something like that. But to be able to do that and to keep up with it, that was brilliant. It's a curious creation. It definitely is. It definitely is. That thing scares me. The Hadron Collider, that thing scares me. Yeah, okay. That ain't all it could do. Create matter from seemingly nothing. And people have linked this mysterious machine to some compelling theories. Yep, they sure have. Look at that. Look at that. Like that thing looked like it could probably pull in enough power or energy to open up a portal into another dimension or something like that. Like that thing makes me nervous, bro. Nervous. I know it's for certain, it's they claim it's to do one thing, but it's hard for me to believe that something as just looking every time I look at it, I'm in awe. No. And I feel like in the wrong hands, we're in trouble. Seriously. Not specifically, but true. I would never stand in front of that thing or that close. The machine may be sabotaging itself from the future. And these are people who actually work at CERN saying this. Like, seriously, this thing looks like it should never be turned on. Like, for no reason whatsoever. It's like if it turns on, everything on the planet, all the lights just gonna go out. Pitch black. That's how much energy I think this thing possibly requires. That everything is gonna go black. If true, why would a machine that will inevitably work postpone its own destiny? Yeah, there's so many theories behind this machine. Additionally, is the machine indeed therefore connected to time travel after all? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's not only to look into our history, maybe it's to send you back in time into history. Oh, for sure. Definitely highly compelling. For sure. If there was ever a device on this planet that could communicate with aliens, that might be one of them. Might be one of the several functions.
Recently some startling revelations have begun to surface surrounding the Qumran Cave Scrolls, or as they have become more famously known, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Attributed by many a scholar and archaeologist alike as one of, if not the most important archaeological discovery of our modern age. Many of these very ancient manuscripts were found in the Qumran Caves, very near to the once flourishing, yet now very dead, sea. Although they have subsequently been unearthed in a number of sites, actually spanning the entire Judean desert, they have all been recovered within the vicinity of the Dead Sea. Many thousands of written fragments have been discovered over the years, surviving remnants of a much larger body of very astonishing work. Unfortunately damaged by natural causes or other forms of interference over the millennia, the vast majority now only holding small fragments of information. However, there does exist a small number, fewer than a dozen, which were miraculously well preserved, still being almost intact manuscripts, which have survived the eons, but amongst the elements. Almost as interesting as the content of these texts has been the question of who created and cared for them, a mystery which has perplexed modern archaeology and academia since their rediscovery in 1946. However, recent discoveries in situ close to these very ancient texts may have actually shed some light on this once mysterious and clearly extremely enlightened group. A group who once decided to conceal these mysterious scrolls for some reason nearly 2,000 years ago, concealing them with such foresight that many survived the immense age between their concealment and subsequent modern discovery. A recent excavation at one of the sites has unearthed several partial skeletons, all dating to around the same time period as the scrolls were supposedly hidden. Cutting-edge genealogical analysis successfully isolated the remains to a small group of very ancient, very secretive, and extremely mysterious tribe we know as the Essens, obviously now becoming the main suspects for having been responsible for the concealment of these scrolls, and indeed their possible creation, though thankfully our knowledge of their origins is seemingly, fortunately, finally being established, taking our generation one step closer to understanding the real secrets of the Dead Sea Scrolls. As always, thanks for watching guys, and until next time, take care.
Yeah, that Hadron Collider will give you nightmares, man. And that's what I'm saying. They telling us this for one thing, but you can clearly look at that thing and tell, man, it can do a lot more than they're admitting to us. A lot more than they're telling us. It's just hard for me to believe we just using that for one thing. Nah. I just can't. Even if it's true, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. You know what I mean? But y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and let me know what you thought of this video, man. And also the pre-flood clock towers as well that was found in Peru. What do y'all think about that? Wasn't that like a cool way of telling what time of the year it was? Like that was very, very impressive by them. Very impressive. But yeah, leave a like, share the video, and stick around and stay tuned. Till the next one, I'm gone. Peace.